sir.
Um,
Yeah, it said a nice recording in progress when I started.
I I got the old notification. So this is the first Zoom that we're doing with guys with thighs, huh, bro?
Yes, sir. I'm excited. This is cool.
Episode 21. We off and rolling. You got your drink there?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
All right, here we go.
I already
Cheers.
cracked it though. Mm.
Works for me. Dude, I've been chugging water, so it's needed.
Oh yeah, you definitely need it right now. You probably lost a couple pounds of water this weekend.
Dude, I mean, well, to let the people know, so I just did 3 Spartan races. I'm still out here in New Jersey, hence the reason that we're doing the first guys with thighs via Zoom.
Yeah.
Um, so it was really fun. I did the Beast, which is a 21K. It's basically 13 miles, half marathon. I did the Super. It's a 10K, 6 miles, a little over, and then the Sprint right afterwards. So that was Saturday, then two on Sunday. And it was great. It was so fun. Beautiful weekend. Lucked out with that. Last year it was extremely rainy here,
Oh,
and so we dodged that. It was gorgeous, and I got a little color, dude. I got burnt.
yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, no, I just
Yeah.
saw your post where you're talking about the ibuprofen. Like, give me a couple and I'm good to go.
Bro, ibuprofen, I be playing every goddamn time.
Yeah.
Don't worry, coach. My arm feels good. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's fine. We good.
It's just a little stress fracture. You'll be good though.
Oh, come on. Walk it off,
Way.
dude. Walk it off.
You can
Mm.
make it happen either way.
Dude, the ankle survived surprisingly intact a little bit. So that was a
Oh
good
yeah.
thing. And
Hmm.
my back has been hurting a lot, recently. So apparently my body told me that I needed to take a break. So like the last like the last week and a half, I've just been like barely any movement.
Hmm.
Very little, as much as the job can allow us to.
Yeah.
And but it held up pretty good. Ibuprofen, a little bit of Tylenol. We had some icy hot in there. Had the Theragun. Aaron had the Theragun here that I'm staying with. So we
Nice.
did it all, bro. We tried it all. So
Hey, make sure you get some extra omega 3s in there too, with for
I'm
that
not. I don't
inflammation.
know if you saw. I don't know if you saw my post, but I had that full mega and joint mobility.
Oh
It was
yeah.
on lock, bro. It
Hmm.
was on lock. Both days, and I took it before and after. You know it.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying to
awesome.
lubricate, bro. I'm trying to lubricate these joints as much as I can. I feel like the Tin Man out here. Just,
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, people think I'm freaking crazy for how much omega 3s that I take on a daily basis, but
well, don't you take like 6 a day?
8 actually. Yeah, so it's 8 full mega every
Jesus.
day. Do 4 and 4, but yeah,
All right. Wait. Time out. You gotta tell the folks what's the benefit of that.
yeah, I
Like
got
omega threes in general, but like 8. Like I know it's like all like kind of depending on what you do and
yeah.
things like that. Like we lift heavy shit up, so our joints are like
Mhm.
they need it. But can you go into detail a little bit on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so initially, omega 3s are going to help with reducing inflammation, and they do that
Okay.
systemically. So that means across your entire body, it reduces inflammation. And that's really important for us because most Americans, I mean, most everybody in the world eats way too many omega 6s. Those are
Yeah.
pro-inflammatory. They
And
increase.
you do need those,
Yes, absolutely.
just not in the amounts that we tend to consume them nowadays.
Yeah, that is very true. Because it's the
Because
ratio.
omega sixes are good for brain health
Mhm.
specifically, right? Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, you need like cholesterol as a type of omega 6 too, and you need a small amount for hormones, but it's a
Hmm.
really, really small amount too. You don't need a whole lot for
Yeah.
hormone
Yeah.
health. But omega 6 in the normal American diet, it's usually like 20 to 30 to 1. Omega 6 is 2 omega 3s. So you're eating
Oh.
20 or 30 times more omega 6s than threes. You really want to get in a ratio more of 4 to 1. That's
Hmm.
optimal. So we are way out of range usually with
Yeah,
our
dude,
normal
that's
diet.
insane. That's
Mhm.
insane. That's why they call the standard American diet the sad diet. I swear to God.
I never actually heard that, but I definitely
Really? Oh man. Well, there you go. It's the sad diet. All right,
absolutely.
cool. So we got the lower inflammation. What else? What other benefits we got?
Yeah, so that lowering inflammation can lead to improved heart health. So it helps to reduce bad cholesterol, increases good cholesterol, can help reduce blood pressure as well. It
Mm.
can also help with improving your blood sugar levels too. So it can help with insulin sensitivity. Just to simplify that, that just means you can use carbohydrates much better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the big one, it can help with improving your joint health. So it can reduce that inflammation when you're beating up your body in a Spartan race, freaking 3 days in a row or 3 races in a row. You might want
Me?
to. You might
No.
want to take a little bit more of them because you have more inflammation. Because
Uh-huh.
studies have shown the more that you take, the more benefits that you get. There's not really many other or supplements that you can take that higher the doses, the better
Hmm.
results. There's usually
Yeah.
you get to
There's
a
normally a
really
cap.
straight up, and then there's a plateau at the top, and
Yeah.
nothing else, no more benefits there. And
Hmm.
with omega threes, the more you take, the more benefits you get. So
But
anytime,
but
go
six,
ahead.
it's fat. It's fat. When I track it, all it does is show up as fat in my app.
Yeah,
These are the common like things that people say to me. And it's like, no, but this is good fat. This stuff is gonna
absolutely.
benefit you.
Yeah, it's the good stuff. And you do
Hmm.
need to track it, especially if you're taking that many. So personally, I don't track it because I take 8 every single day. And that's just,
Hmm.
I see that as that's just my supplements. It's not adding, it's not
Yep.
taking away. There's nothing there.
Yep.
But if you're
Yep.
taking extra, more than you normally do, track those because it is a fat. But it's going to
Hmm.
help you, whether you're trying to build muscle or lose fat, it's going to help you
Hmm.
get better results. But when you're more inflamed like you are right now, you take a little bit more to help with that recovery process. Say you get
Yep.
an injury in your quad or your bicep, something like that, whatever it may be, take it 2 to 4 extra and you'll recover much faster.
Bro, they're feeling juicy right now. So this was a mountain course, right? Meaning there's a lot of
Oh,
uphills and a lot of
yeah.
downhills.
A
And I
lot of
swear
rocky course too.
and a lot of rocks, right? But the downhills just ate my quads today, dude. Like I was feeling them in the beginning, but after that super, which was the first race of the day for today, so it was the 6 miler, my quads were just like, oh, we're here, buddy. And
Yeah.
then like I got out of the car and after getting back here, and it was just like, oh no, quads are sore. Quads are
Yeah.
really sore. So
Dude.
I took two full mega this morning, took two after the workout or after the workout, after after the race, and I'm probably gonna take two more with dinner tonight. That
Okay.
way I have a little something on my stomach.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because our fish oil is awesome that it limits the burps, but like if you don't put anything down with it, like you're probably
Oh
still gonna
yeah.
get a few. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
like
that makes me think of a really good point. I'm glad you said that because if you
mm,
try to go to 8 a day like I'm doing right away, it's not
oh
going to be good
no.
for you. You're not going
You're
to
gonna
be
be
feeling
burping
good.
fish.
Yeah, you will get the fish burps if you go from like taking 2 at once to 4. And also you'll have some put it lightly, you'll have some stomach distress. You have some GI
Oh
distress
shit.
there.
So just ramp yourself up slowly is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. I had
Dude.
if you actually Joey Toes from the warehouse, I had him
Yep.
when I was coaching him in the app back in the day when he
Mm.
got his if you remember when he got his injury from the half marathon. He was like,
Um, was that a stress fracture? No, that was you.
no, yeah, that was me.
It
Yeah, he had a
was his calf. Wasn't it his
mhm.
calf? Yeah.
Yep,
Okay,
yeah, it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like the his calf or like a tendon in the bottom of his leg, but
Yep, yep,
he
yep.
had that injury, and I had him go up to I think it was 12 because it was really inflamed. It was really big, and I was like, "Hey, let's try it," because I've seen studies going all the way up to 20 grams of omega 3s.
Oh, that's a
It'll
lot
help
of
you.
omega 3s. You want to know
Oh
when I
yeah.
knew like omega 3s was like the total game changer?
When?
Dr. Sean Stevenson. So his first book was Sleep Smarter. That's the first book that he wrote, and he's a certified nutritionist. I believe he's a registered dietitian, but I'm not 100% sure on it.
Okay.
But then he wrote a book called Eat Smarter, and his entire first chapter after the introduction was on omega 3s.
Oh,
So
nice.
I was just like, huh, this really smart dude that I've been listening to for like, 4 years just wrote an entire book on eating and he started with omega 3s. I should probably take a full mega, like we
Yeah,
call it full mega, but an omega 3 supplement.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's awesome, dude. I'm gonna have to get that book from you later. I might have to
Dude,
read.
it's a really good book. I have it for you on my shelf. So, yeah, it's really phenomenal. I actually bought it, read it, and then I also have it on Audible so that when I'm doing my walk and talks and like, because I actually walk before I do my walk and talks, I
Yeah.
listen, like, I'll just queue up these books. So, I have like this book called Undoctored. I have this Sleep Smarter. I have Eat Smarter. I have a couple of books that are on queue that are just in rotation,
All
just ready
right.
to go because like feeding your mind, right? Like that's all we can really do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna have to steal a couple because I've been rereading some books and there's a lot of value in rereading books, but
Dude,
it's It's
Dude, the
definitely
amazing so Andy references this a lot, and I think a lot of people miss this. So I hope people are listening. That hey, you don't always have to go to a new book. You can go and reread a book that you've already read, and I guarantee you'll get something new out of it. And I remember there's this quote that I heard. Don't remember where I heard it from, but it was just like, you want a new idea, go reread an old book. And it's just like,
yeah,
holy Christ, like, because you're always gonna find something. Like maybe like you were specifically looking for something the first time through, but now your brain is a little bit more open. And if you reread a book, you're probably gonna find something new. Um,
absolutely.
so like you and Andy talks about it, how like people just want to be like success, like the success fairy is here, like so they just move from one book to another book just to seem busy,
Hmm.
right? But like if you're not executing on this on the tactical information within the book, it's just like, well, why'd you even read it?
Yeah,
Like cool, it's like in one ear and out the other. So like reading an old book and like refreshing the ideas and maybe getting something new, I think is really really important for people to go do.
absolutely.
um, yeah, so like I actually love rereading older books that made an impact on me, because I know that they made an impact the first time. So they're probably going to make an impact in something else. Like it's going to reaffirm the lesson that I learned the first time, and I'm probably going to notice something new.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. I've read multiple books. There's some books I've read actually 3 or 4 times, and dude, I've
Which
get
ones are they? Shout them out.
so number one is gonna be Magic of Thinking Big. That's one that he rereads all the time, and that's just like it's a mental reset that I get every time I read that. Honestly, I might
Uh-huh.
read that one again soon, just to for this
That's by
tail end of
Schwartz,
life.
right? David
Mhm.
Schwartz, right?
There,
Yep.
David J. Swartz.
Yep.
Um,
And we're going to link all these in the bio for people that are
oh
listening.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one I've read three. I skimmed through it one time, so like 3.5.
Nice.
Limitless. So that's by Jim
Jim
Quick.
Quick. Yep.
That's like I've done probably 2.5 because that one I've gone back through and reread certain chapters because
Okay.
there's specific tools I like to use while I'm studying and researching things that really
Yeah.
help you retain the information. And
Nice.
when you reread that one, like my brain just works faster every time I read it. So if I
Damn.
want to speed up a little bit, like I did when I got into customer service recently, I
Uh-huh.
reread it and got my mind moving
Yeah,
a
and
bit
that just
faster.
helps you pick things up like so much faster.
Oh yeah, it helps with all the other books that you read too. But the last one I've read 3 times is "Everyone Communicates but Few Connect" by John Maxwell.
Dude, so first off, I love anything John Maxwell. I
Everything,
haven't read that one. So I'm gonna have to steal that book from you.
absolutely.
Or or as
I
we
can let
say in
you
the
borrow
military, tactically acquire
it. Yeah.
um said book. And then I
Hmm.
will gift you my we could just do a
Yeah.
little swap.
Do a little trade.
What's your
Absolutely.
favorite I would ask like what's your favorite part of that book, but I actually want to read it before we have that
Mhm.
discussion. So when we read it, we'll go through it on the pod, just
Oh
like so
yeah.
we can talk about it when I read it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, dude,
Dude, that's awesome. Thank
something
you.
we've talked about before though in that book that like you know this
Uh-huh.
concept very well, but one of the biggest things he talks about that you've actually mentioned before, it's literally just finding common ground with somebody. Is it like
Mm,
finding some type of connecting point that you both can relate to? And
yeah.
it's very simple, but that's the first step of like making a friend, of building rapport with somebody. And you can find that common ground with anyone. Like that's something
Bro.
we've found here at First Form. Like I've been taught that because initially I was a huge introvert and didn't really have that many friends to start with. Like I would always have my core group of friends that they're my boys, but it would be harder for me to. And I didn't really realize that until I got here. It was like, hey, you can find a point that you can connect with every single person that you meet. It doesn't matter who
Yeah.
they are. Like we all
Dude,
have things in common.
dude, that like first off, like I 100% agree. But have you ever seen that GIF? I don't even remember what movie it is, but it's like, look at us. Who would have thought? Not me.
Oh,
Not me. But look at us, bro. Like we
yeah,
connected and
exactly.
like fitness, nutrition, like everything under the sun, like kind of like that. But we work out differently. We've talked about that in the past. Like we work out
Yeah,
differently, but we've still
completely
connected
different.
and stuff like that. And it took us a while, right?
Yeah, no,
Um,
it took time for sure.
yeah, but that's just part of the nature of the beast. And but like 100%, like you could have the most liberal person on earth and the most conservative person on earth, and I guarantee you there is something in the middle to where they can connect on. Like
Absolutely.
there's something, even if it's just like the favorite flavor of ice cream. Like I guarantee you, there is something that they can talk on, and that's where I think the mass media is like really ruined the world
Hmm.
because there's so much negative. Like they never like talk about like how do we find common ground.
Oh,
To where
absolutely.
like I bet you like we can disagree on like 2% of the issues, but 98% of the issues like we're lockstep. And
Absolutely.
like yeah, so it's just the way of the world. But I think the like I can't wait to read that book because like just being able to remind myself of that is just like, hey, like you might not like this person off the bat, like, but you have something in common with them, find it. And then talk about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
love
that's
that.
awesome, dude. Yeah, that I mean that goes we see it on social media all the time now. People just
Hmm.
constantly fighting and like the if they took 1 second to realize, hey, the person that you're fighting with on the other side of that phone or computer, whatever it is, uh, they feel they're so much like you. Like you said, 98% of the things we're gonna agree on. Like
Hmm.
you have these 2% that you're super passionate about, like there's something really powerful in agreeing to disagree. Like it's
Hmm.
totally okay to have different opinions on things with people. Like we
Yeah.
disagree on some things and that's totally okay. Like we look
Hmm.
at things differently. That's okay. We have most of the things we agree on. Like we all doubt ourselves at times and we all like gain confidence from pretty much the same things. If we're doing good, we have that we're stacking W's like you say all the time, you're gonna gain confidence. So we're all the same.
Hmm.
Different, but the
Dude,
same.
dude, different but the same. That's just like the human existence, isn't it?
Hmm.
It's just craziness.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I'm really happy that you brought that up because it's something that can change a lot of lives if people just realize that. And bring it into their actual life, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the
So
world needs to remind themselves of that a lot more.
yeah, I agree. So man, how's I've been away since freaking Wednesday evening. How's
Yeah.
HQ? How's it going back there? A lot of people did the marathon. I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I saw a lot of the downtown was absolutely nuts yesterday because there was the marathon and
The
the
bodybuilding
bodybuilding
show.
show. Lit both.
Shout out Derek.
Oh yeah, yeah. Derek
Yep.
got the
Taking
W.
home taking home the big W.
He beat
First show
everybody.
ever.
Got
Mm,
two first places in his first show ever, so he's a beast.
nice.
But yeah, no,
Yep.
downtown was crazy because all everybody parked at Union Station. It was all at the same place.
Oh no.
It was wild, bro. I got
Oh.
there at 7 o'clock before most anybody did, and it was still really hard to park because all the roads that were closed too.
Oh yeah, for the marathon. Because
Hmm.
I have to. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're running the streets for that one. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, it was awesome going to that show. Freaking just lit my fire even more for this prep. Like I'm in prep,
Yep.
getting to go to a bodybuilding show, and
Hmm.
honestly, a big one that helped a lot at the show was so there's this pro bodybuilder named Martin Fitzwater. He actually just won the Detroit Pro, so he's not a he's top tier. Just
Yep.
won a pro show, so. But I asked him about his prep for that, and he actually gave me a lot of insight about peak week, and it was very simple, but it was exactly what I was thinking and confirmed like
Mm.
kind of my plan. And essentially, one thing I was unsure about, he was like, "Yeah, oh yeah, keep this consistent throughout prep and or throughout your peak week, and you're gonna be good." And it was awesome to get to talk to that dude because I'm not gonna go into his peak week too much because he actually told me he's gonna make a full YouTube video on that win that peak week. But
Yep.
the dude said he ate over 4,000 carbs peak week.
4,000 in
4,000.
peak week?
Yes, in less than 7 days.
Wow. Okay,
So,
so make sure you send me, and I know you will, send me his YouTube. That way we
absolutely.
can link it below so that we can look out for that. Because
Hmm.
I'm actually interested on this shit now.
Yeah.
4,000 carbs on peak week is insane.
Yeah, the dude was like he's like 5, 6, or 7. So I know I don't need to eat 4,000 carbs in peak week. I ain't his size. But he's
Must be a
5, 6,
thick
five,
son of a
seven.
gun, huh?
Yeah, he's like 260, 270 on stage.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he is just a ball of muscle. But yeah, no, his hearing that story was it was really cool. And getting to meet those guys. It's like
Dude, Dude, I'm happy for you. Like reaffirm, like having that affirmation, just like, all right, we're gonna do this. We're going ham at it, and reaffirming what to do. Because you, like you said, you had the idea of like what you were going to do for peak week, but now it's just like, okay, let's just execute.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
just
know you're prioritizing and executing. Like that's just part of it.
yeah, no, it's just every day you think about winning, like, hey, win this day. Like, I'm gonna hit my
Mhm.
macros that I need to today. I'm not gonna worry about freaking 2 weeks from now when I'm gonna be starving. Like, worry about one day at a time. Talk
Mhm.
about it all the time.
Dude, and honestly, like that's the hack is just win
Mhm.
today. And if you want to break it down, I had a drill sergeant one time. We were in it was called Beast Week. We were out in the field, we were doing our stuff, and we went through a shooting exercise, right? So like it was shoot, move, communicate as a team, and like man, we got rocked. Thank God it wasn't real combat because we were all dead. Um, but he came in and he's just like, okay, cool. So like lessons learned, right? And then he broke it down to like if you can be a better, he said man because there was only men there. He's like, if you can be a better man than just 1 minute before, that's how you make a difference in your life, right? So
Yeah,
like you can break it down from a week down to a day is what we're talking about, down to an hour, down to a minute. I mean, even a second, but like whatever. But like we're just gonna go minute, hour, day, right? So like you have your day. Now you just need to break it down into the hours and into the minutes, and then just execute on it and just try to be better. I hate using the word try. Just be better than just 1 minute before, and you're already going to be starting to stack W's. Like that's just the
absolutely.
way it is.
Dude, I love that. And dude, that
Yeah.
actually made me think about like people who struggle uh to believe that they can change. It's like that going down to the 1 minute to the hour. It's like you can
Mm-hmm.
become better every minute, hour, day, week. So anybody can completely turn their life around. Like it goes to the back to people assuming that they can't succeed because of where they're at or because of like they keep messing up on this one thing or they keep making the
Mm-hmm.
same mistake. Like you can get better if you focus on getting better in that moment down to the minute like you're saying, like anybody can completely change. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, finish your thought.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, with one of the guys, Ian at is at Supplement Superstores, who runs the whole company now. We've heard the story many times. Andy hated him whenever he started. He actually like
Fired him like 5 times.
he tried to fire him multiple times, and Mike saved his life. But basically, he was a shithead, and now he is one of the top people in the company. He is actually my landlord too, and owns a
Yeah.
ton of realty too. So I live in one of his apartments, and he's completely switched his life around since then. And
Mm-hmm.
in a whole like lifetime, his big change, his big transformation didn't really take that long. That was probably 10 to 12 years ago that he probably flipped that switch or started making progress in the right direction. And
Mm-hmm.
now I guarantee I don't know anything, I don't know too much about his like how well he does, but he does really well. Like he lives
Mm-hmm.
in an apartment complex and told us, "Yeah, I don't really like the landlord, so I think I'm going to buy this and fire her." I was like, okay, yeah,
Jesus.
you have that
Yeah.
real like fuck you money.
Yeah, you're doing something right, that's for sure. But
Oh
it
yeah,
all started with him recognizing, like, oh no, like I am really gonna lose my job now. But
yeah,
and then deciding to make a change just every minute, every day, every hour, every day, and just working off of it.
absolutely.
Like, like because it doesn't like. And here's the thing, like you said it best. In the grand scheme of things, that 10 years that it's taken him from when he started to being a shithead to like getting his stuff together to now, like that time is going to pass either way.
Yeah,
So like you can either recognize it and start working on it or recognize it and just like put your hand in the sand and be like, "Oh, I'm too old for this." Like no, man, you're not. You're really not. And it goes back into fitness. Like you can start lifting weights tomorrow. Right? I mean,
yeah,
Christ, you can start lifting weights today. You can start going for that walk today. There's still plenty of time left in the day, right?
absolutely.
And that's going to pay off down the line. And as long as you are continuously living, right? Like it's going to pay off. Like you're going to be living a better life because you're consciously trying to make a change. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. They're just like, well, I'm so far behind the eight ball. It's like, yeah, you are. It's okay, but that's never going to change until you take a step in the right direction. And that time is going to pass anyways. So
Yeah,
let's, why not try to be a better version of yourself right here, right now, today, and then tomorrow and keep on stacking? Like it makes no
absolutely.
sense not to be.
100%. Yeah,
Like,
like it's gonna suck either way. Like if
yeah.
you actually try to get out of that hole that you're in, it's gonna
Mhm.
suck. Like it's gonna be difficult to make that progress. Like it was really hard for him to go through that full 10 years and get to where he's
Mhm.
at now. It's also gonna be really, really hard if you don't do anything about it too.
Yeah.
It's so choose your hard. I've heard Andy talk about it a million times too. It's like you choose your hard because
Mhm.
staying where you're at is going to suck, and also the journey to get where you want to go is going to suck too. It's just a lot more fun on the journey to the good
To
part.
success. Yeah, yeah, to success, right? And people always say like actually not people, but like it's true that comparison is the thief of all joy.
Yeah.
Like if I am comparing myself to somebody that started 10 years ago when my journey is starting today, I am never going to be happy. I am never going to be happy with the benchmarks. I'm never going to be happy with losing that first 5 pounds. I'm never going to be happy with lifting that first amount of weight. Like I will never be happy. But if I take a step back and look at it like, dude, I lost 5 pounds. Dude, I added 5 pounds to my bench press.
Hmm.
It's true. Like it's our own journey and it's not the destination. It truly is the journey, like for our own personal sakes, right? Like
Absolutely.
I have to drive that home because like comparison is the thief of all joy. Like, yeah, you can
Yeah.
compare yourself to like, hey, I need to hit this check mark. This person's 10 years down the line. Where were they at 2 years? And then can I hit that 2 year check mark? And let's work towards that. And
Absolutely.
then you look at where they were 5 years, and it's just like, cool. I think I can hit that 5 year check mark. Like, let's start working towards it. But I can't compare my square one to their year 10. Like, I'm never going to start because I feel so shitty about myself. So, like, you have to be able to detach, Jocko baby, detach from the situation and then start creating a plan and stacking dubs every minute, every hour, every day, every week.
100%, dude. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's how I got into Spartans. Dude, like I'm still not the best Spartan racer, like, but I'm too damn stubborn to stop. But like when I first got into Spartan racing, like I was just like, these people are freaking flying on the course. Like, what the hell? Like they're hitting every obstacle. What's cool is that this past weekend, I ran 3 races and ran clean races throughout the entire weekend. That was my goal, right?
Yeah.
Finish the races and run clean races. And I got both those done. And I was just
Oh, yeah.
like, dude, this is awesome. This is my first trifecta weekend of the year to where like I ran 3 clean races. Because in Atlanta, I only ran 2 races, but I only ran one clean race. So I'm pumped, dude. Like I'm already getting better in 2024. And it was only my second weekend out on the course.
Hell yeah.
Now, taking that and just keep on working at it. Now I can get faster at obstacles. Now I can get better at obstacles. Now I can get better at hills. Now I can get better at running and all this thing, but I'm going to continuously work and look at the best people to see what they're at and what they're doing so I can measure off of how I can take that, bring that into my training and get better.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Congrats. Dude, just one race. That's you improved between
Thank you.
one race already.
Oh, yeah, man.
So,
Dude,
uh,
I like and what's cool is that there's so much information online is that like I struggle with this thing. It's called Olympus and it's like this wall. It's at like I don't know, it's not even 30 degrees. And then you walk horizontally. And like I really struggle with it. So guess what I did? I got my ass on YouTube, YouTube University, baby. And I'm like, how do we do
yeah.
this? And then I went to the Spartan website and I'm like, cool, they're gonna post tutorials on how I freaking dominate this, right? So then I was just like, we're gonna figure this out. It was one of my it was one of the easiest obstacles I had this weekend because I've been working and drilling on how to do that obstacle. Because guess what? I wanted to get better. I knew I'm not going to be the best, but I knew I could get better. And from the race in Atlanta, which was in March, to now, which is in April, end of April, I got so much better at that obstacle just because that's where I decided to put my effort and determination.
Dude, that is so awesome. And I thought of something while you're talking about the comparison is the thief of joy. Dude, that's something that really affected me a lot in my past. But you reminded me of one thing out of Magic of Thinking Big, actually. And they talk about people thinking that they are either too old or too young. It goes both ways. And you comparing yourself to others, you're comparing yourself to others in that, and it's becoming the thief of your joy. But with that, you have to change your mindset into like, hey, I'm super young and I have these advantages. Like you have to see the positive side. Like, hey, I have these advantages. Like I'm young, have more energy, creativity. Like I can see it from a different angle than these people who've been doing it for 30 years. And then when you're older, hey, I have all these experiences that the younger people do not have. I can look at it from a different lens, from a lens that I've actually like done things, mess them up, and know, hey, that's not the way to do it. Let's try it this way.
We're not going to do that one. We're not going
Yeah,
to do that again.
exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's huge with you actually having success too. Like comparing yourself to others can rob you of joy, but
Mm.
also of your success too, because like it can paralyze you. Like you don't actually start take action if you think, oh, like I'm too old for this, too young for this, not experienced enough. That person's farther than me, and it just leaves you stuck in the mud, not making any progress. So
Mhm.
both.
And that's, dude, that's the worst. Okay, so I just told this story. In COVID 2020, like I was in Sicily, they shut down the entire freaking nation, bro, because Italy was hit first, right? In the Western world, that's the first place that like shut down. So I was just like, oh no, like and like I was even posting like you're either gonna get better or you're not, right? Like during COVID, like this is separation time. Guess what? Your boy watched a lot of Avatar, your boy watched Chernobyl, your boy did not get better. All right. Like I wanted to get better, but my
Mhm.
actions didn't prove that out.
Yes.
Right. So I just had this talk. So like I'm like, man, I'm still so far behind. It's just like, yeah, well, you can wish in one hand, shit in the other to get that time back. It's not coming back. So what do I do now? Now I'm just like pedal to the metal, like let's figure this out and let's go. Because like there was people that took advantage of that time, and I'm like, damn, shit. Well, now they're 4 years ahead of me. So now I got to play catch up, but I also know what I have to do. And that's just like I could compare myself to them, but like it's not, that's in the past. I have to
Mhm.
execute now. And that's like the so E.T. the hip hop preacher. Have you ever heard of him? Eric
No,
Thomas, Dr. Eric Thomas.
I have not actually.
Oh, bro, Dr. Eric Thomas is the best, but he has this thing. It's now, it's an acronym for no opportunities wasted, right? So, like, now we
Oh,
have to go. And then I have this thing, it's called ACT. Action creates transformation, right? So, input, outputs. Whatever you create or whatever you put in, you're going to get an output. If you put in laziness, you're going to be fucking lazy. If you put in action, right? Movement towards your goal, I bet you get closer to your goal. So there's a couple things. No opportunities wasted now, and act. Action creates transformation.
absolutely. Yeah, I love it, dude. Yeah, there's so much that goes into comparing yourself to others where it negatively
Dude, I
affects
know.
you. It's
I
like,
know. I know.
and
They're good. Like, and I can't drive that home enough. Is that it's good to look at benchmarks. It really is.
yeah,
Like Andy is 20 years, 30 years down the line in business to where like if I wanted to start a business today and I tried to compare it to First Form, $1 billion company, dude, like I'd be lost. Like, but if I look at the benchmarks that he hit with S2 scaling into First Form, scaling into where it is now, I bet you that I could run a really good business by hitting those benchmarks and check marks. So I can
absolutely.
compare myself just in a way that benefits my business, benefits my life, and then go from there.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
also at the same time, like you can try to hit those benchmarks, but everybody's journey is also very different too. Like,
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it just reminds me of like bodybuilding journeys that I will see. It's very apparent with genetic differences. Like some
Mm.
people, like I'm trying to think of specific bodybuilders that okay, so Chris Bumstead, he became pro extremely young. He's not even 30 yet, and he is a five-time Mr. Olympia. And there's you can't no other Mr. Olympia had five titles by that time. Where you get to someone like Dexter Jackson, look him up. Look him up at his last show. He was like 50 something years old and was still doing extremely well at the top level of the sport. But it took him until he was, I think he was almost 40 when he won the Mr. Olympia in 2008. So it may take you a little bit longer than other people. Like I know this very well because I know it takes me longer to learn things than other people. And there's certain things that I'm a little bit better at, just like anybody. But for the most part, it takes me longer to learn things. But I also know that I don't give up. I keep attacking the process and I get better than most people because I don't give up. I keep going. And it's just a matter of not comparing yourself at all, just making sure that you do your best. Like
Mhm.
do your best in everything and you keep making that progress. Because I've even looked at other people and specific to bodybuilding who've been doing it for 2, 3 years who are genetic freaks and are bigger than me natural. Like they're not doing anything crazy and they're 200 pounds lean. It's like, man, like they're already bigger. No, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about how I can get the most out of what I have and you will end up at that. You can end up at your goal every single time if you're not comparing yourself. But you don't have to be at the same pace as others. To simplify that whole big thing, don't compare yourself to the pace. Use it as milestones, but just keep doing your best.
Dude, that's exactly it. It's doing your best on every single day, daily basis, and then like we were saying, it just continuously stacks. Like if you do your best today, eventually you're gonna have your best week you've ever had in your life. When you have your best
Absolutely.
week you ever have in your life, you're gonna have your best month, and then it like just keeps stacking, right? And you could for the next, Andy talks about 1,000 days. If you keep doing that for 1,000 days, look where your life is.
Exactly.
Like, I guarantee you it's better than where it was.
100%.
Yeah,
And
man.
yeah, so just worry about your own journey.
Yeah, 100%. It's tough in today's world, man.
Hmm.
Like social media, it's a blessing and a curse, and that's one of the curses of it. Is like
Absolutely.
everybody's like, look at me and like see where I'm at and what I'm doing, and it's a highlight reel, right? Like you have to be careful of it. It like I mean, I posted today, I or it'll be yesterday, I guess, when this comes out. But like I posted, like I had my ice cream, bro. I got done with my races, and I had my two small DQ blizzards because I'm not perfect on my diet. Like I just ran a bunch of races. I ate my ice cream. It was brownie batter. It was really good too. It was phenomenal. But that's because I wanted to show that I'm not perfect. Like I could have like posted a post-workout shake and been like, now the road to recovery, which is true. I'm doing everything I can to recover. However, I'm also not perfect. So I'm going to show you that I had DQ to show that I'm not a machine. And I like things that taste really good.
Oh yeah. Hey, we both got that sweet tooth, bro. I understand. But hey, just
Thanks,
real
Robin.
quick, we do have
Yeah, I know.
we got 60 seconds left. I got a timer counting down. So
Yep.
just actually real quick, I wanted to update. I had 4 days this week that I only had 300 milligrams of caffeine. So you'd be proud of
Oh, that a
me.
boy.
I've
I'm
never
fucking
done that.
pumped. We're coming
Yeah.
down. I'm on that adrenal restore. I'm coming down slowly. So me and you are going on a journey 6, and it's going to be caffeine free.
Yes.
Caffeine free by Summer Smash. That's the goal. That's the
Let's
goal.
go. Let's do
So,
it.
all right, brother. So we're wrapping up. I just want to wish you and thank you because you are an absolute amazing man.
Hell yeah,
And
dude. Thank you,
and
bro. I appreciate
everybody that's listening, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps this grow. It helps us grow, and we love doing this. So for me, love y'all.
it. Hey, love you guys.
Catch y'all later.
All right. Peace.